So, hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Lebkhang Tabing. Thank you so much for being a part of this channel, and if you haven't subscribed, please make sure you click on the subscribe button and of course the notification bell. So today we're going to be talking about what's currently trending on Twitter on this day, this very moment. Alright, so as you can see on the screen, there are a couple of trends that are going on. So my challenge is to discuss the is it five? Let me look at my screen. I think we'll go for four. Four trends that are currently the highest ranking ones. So we're gonna start with the first one, and it says hashtag I lost my mind when. Okay, so basically you have to explain like you lost your mind when, what happened, or whatever. All right, so for me, all right, I lost my mind when I was involved in a car accident, and the night just before my mom's birthday, I completely lost my mind at some point because it was a devastating moment for me, seeing a car roll down the ditch, which it rolled even actually it spinned about 4 times and then fell down the ditch. So me experiencing that, especially on just the day before my mom's birthday, just drove me insane. I lost my mind when that happened, and I couldn't imagine myself calling my mom and telling her that I was involved in a car accident on her birthday. So the worst that was, coming into my mind was I could have lost my life, and that was what made me kind of lose my mind, because it means my mom's birthday was just gonna be a day to be in pain and never celebrate her birthday because her daughter died. So that was that. Right. But thank God I was able to get out safe. I had a couple of injuries, but I got medical attention and now I'm good, even though sometimes I get a bit of pain, but it's nothing serious. So I'm grateful to be alive, and I thank God for giving me a second chance. All right, so the next one is Previn must go. Okay, so this is a very this is a very tough one. Not necessarily tough, but as you guys are aware that we are currently going through a lot, especially with the issue of Eskom. There's a whole lot of load shedding, and as a person, I want to speak from a entrepreneur or a business point of view. Everyone who's doing business or anyone in the business industry at this point is actually suffering because of what we're currently experiencing with Eskom, and the load shedding. It comes and goes, and this is really a big challenge because it actually holds this entire nation. Like, there isn't much that we cannot do without power. We need all the power, and the country is frustrated. Some are saying that Perrin must go. The EFF is going on, and obviously there are scandals that are coming out that he's also not doing things right and all that. But I don't want to get into politics and all that. But obviously these are things that we need to know in our country, challenges that are happening. But I think the point that I can just talk about is the issue of Eskom, that it is affecting us, and we need a solution. And I mean, the president was addressing, when obviously the celebration was going on, ANC celebrating, their anniversary and all that. And I think, the biggest thing, though, and personally I feel like even though the president addressed it, there's still more addressing that's needed. I don't think he did, put it out there that much. So I think we need more clarity, more direction, because it's a serious issue and businesses are affected. I mean, I'm an entrepreneur. My work is digital, and I obviously use power each and every day, so I'll need to always be connected. So you look at those things, you look at a whole lot of franchises around, you look at any other type of business. They really need power. But yeah, that's about that. All right, the third one, let me see. The third one on my list is Fresh on 947. Right, I mean, it's obvious, guys, it's obvious. I really can't go on and on about DJ Fresh. He's an amazing DJ, and I mean, you know that we've experienced so much great music and so much positivity, you know, around music and all that. He's an inspiring person. I'm not an artist, I'm not in entertainment and all that, but I couldn't help but be inspired by him and with the work that he does. And obviously, even though he went through, you know, a couple of scandals last year and everything, they did not actually bring him down. And there were obviously challenges with Metro FM, as we know, but the truth is there was, you know, a phase in his life where probably it had to end at some point and all that. But obviously he did mention why he left and all that. We all know, you know, but I'm rooting for DJ Fresh and I'm inspired by him. And I mean, 947, that is also the channel to, I mean, the station to actually be at, you know. They're very inspiring. I love the breakfast show more, of course, but like I said, he's inspiring. Fresh is everything, guys. I don't want to go on and on about DJ Fresh, but yeah, so that is, and there's no way he cannot trend because he's like the DJ, you know what I mean? All right, so that's the 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm gonna do 4. I'm not gonna do 5. I'm gonna do 4 trends. So the last one is Job Seekers SA. All right, so I mean, I think what I can say about this hashtag is that, okay, obviously it's the beginning of the year. Most people are going back to school. Some have graduated. They're looking for employment, and some are, you know, yeah, trying to get a job and everything, and going through all the recruitment agencies and all that. So what I can say is that the advice that I can give to anyone who is actually looking for employment and all that, just make sure that you take this serious and you check your requirements, because each and every recruiter or any job seeking platform or website, they often have all the descriptions about the kind of work that you want, all the descriptions and everything. So it's important that whatever that you have on your resume or your CV, for example, make sure that you meet those requirements, because often you get chances, you know. There's nothing wrong having the desire to actually try something or learn something when you are in a space, for example, but it's different when you apply for a job and you actually say that you have a particular skill only to find that you don't. So I think you need to firstly make sure that whatever requirements that are stated, you have them. When you are employed and then there's an opportunity to learn something else, I mean, obviously if they're considering you, it means they can see that you have the potential to know or to learn or to actually excel in that, or kind of, you know, get exposure around it, especially if it's going to work for you or the company. So it's different when it's that way. So don't be a chancer. Make sure that your CV is on point and know what and what not to put on your CV. And I'm sure there are experts that can actually tell you how to draft your CV and everything like that. But more than anything, make sure that you are as real as possible. And I'm sure you remember sometime last year there was a conversation that was going on that if you are faking your results, you can actually end up in jail or end up being, you know, penalized for that, I think. So you need to be as honest as possible. Make sure that you get the right results and all that. And just the last message to those that are, you know, going back to school and everything, please make sure that you register at the right institutions. Do not go to this fly-by-night schools and everything, because you're gonna end up spending so much money. The next thing you get, you know, you get nowhere, because it's a fly-by-night school. After March, you go back and then the school is no more. So make sure you do your research. Make sure that the schools that you go to, they are accredited. That is very important. And last but not least, it's important to always do what you love. Do something that you're passionate about, something that, you know, drives you, because there's nothing difficult than enrolling into something that is just gonna waste your time. You know, earlier I was with my client and we had a conversation around, you know, okay, she was with her sister. So the sister is now registered with Wits University, but what she said was she had a gap year. So the question that I asked her was that during that gap year, what is it that you've done? And then she said, okay, I upgraded my matric because the results were not so good. And then after that, what she did was to do her license. So she did her driver's license, which I think it was great, because she didn't actually waste the year, but she did things that eventually she will need in her employment or the kind of role that she does. Don't mind the noise, guys, I'm at a restaurant. And then so often you realize that people get enrolled into a particular course just because, you know, they want to be enrolled and they want to get space into university. They want to get admitted. And you know, when I was in university, I didn't get that. I just felt like, okay, there was too much of pressure, because the whole point was that you need to be registered and be a student, and that's it. But now, without realizing that you are wasting money, so the money that you could have spent in in doing your license or doing something else for that year, you actually wasted it on a course that you don't like, a course that is not relevant for you. So my advice to you is that make sure that you do something that drives you, and if it happens that all those courses are full, there's nothing wrong taking a gap year until you obviously get admitted, because after a couple of months you can go back and be admitted on time. So with that said, those are little insights that I wanted to share, you know, sharing something interesting, challenging myself, and obviously, you know, understanding what's going on, what's trending out there. So yeah, thank you. Cheers. Don't forget to subscribe.